Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Ogandaga, CEO of Thriller Media and the Laws of the Internet. And today, this is an exclusive Courage on Demand, because I have with me the internationally known Stormy Wellington. She's going to really share with us her secret, her insight in the way she's doing things in a business, and really see her in a new aspect, not only as somebody who want to just watch from the outside, but going to be able to understand the secret of a business system. So Stormy, go ahead and let people know who you are and what you're about to share with them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I must say that I've been doing this as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman for the past, let's say, 6 years. And I've always prayed silently to myself. I've never had someone partake in praying together. So I thank you for opening up, ushering in the spirit. So I thank you for that. And I'm excited to be here. I'm moving into a whole new realm of business. Many people know me from network marketing. I'm the girl that got into the industry and went from making $13 an hour to 7 figures in just 1 year. And so that kind of really catapulted my success because, you know, a lot of people, you know, to be candid, they are attracted to success.
Yeah.
So, you know, my story just went abroad and globally. And, you know, and network marketing is my background. You know, my first network marketing company, I was able to not only make $1 million, but travel the world. I was able to grow a large organization of over 130,000 people, and I was able to actually help 6 people make a multiple, not one 6 figures, but multiple 6 figures. And you know, as I sit here and I do the interview with you today, I'm amazed at even myself because I'm not your typical success story. I got into the industry of network marketing kind of accidentally. And I'll expound on that in a minute. You know, when I say accidentally, it really started off with me struggling. You know, I struggled half my life. I'm that young girl that wasn't in foster care. I'm that same young girl that was molested as a young girl. I'm that same young girl that did credit card scams, and I used to be in strip clubs. I'm the same young girl that did, you know, everything that you could possibly think of. And I never thought I would be involved in the network marketing industry. And so got started there, did very well, and stayed with that company for about 2.5 years. And then, of course, we all know that business is in cycles.
Yes.
And so a cycle came, and I had to make a transition for many different reasons. And I went from that company to another company. And I was just thinking about this today, Darcy. And this may be funny, but I got to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
I was laying in my bed today, and I said, you know what, show me my opponent. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Yeah. I made it to the top of my first network marketing company in 5 months. I made it to the top of my second network marketing company in 4 months. And now I'm transitioning into internet marketing, and I'm learning a whole new world. Like, this is new to me. You know, I couldn't even get on the Hangout, right? This is a whole new world for me, and I'm pregnant. I'm 9 months pregnant, and within my first 2 months, I've already made a little over $20,000, and I don't even know 100% of what I'm doing. And so I know it's a mindset. So that's why I say, show me my opponent.
Yes.
I'm like Floyd Mayweather. Show me my opponent.
Come on now.
So it's been great, and I'm excited to share this platform with you because I think a lot of people don't understand that success is really easy. It's not difficult to be successful. It's just a mindset shift that we all have to undergo. You know, kind of like, you know, working on that box. More than you work on the outer box, work on the inner box, and that's when things will begin to change. So,
wow, I really like this introduction because, like, it was my next question. My next question would be like, what was the trigger for you to understand that, you know, like a regular job was not the solution for you, but you have to develop a business or join a business system to do something, you know, better for your life? So, how was your journey? How you start, you know, thinking about that?
You know what? I grew up, you know Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Yes.
People read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Well, I grew up in the same situation, but I had rich hustle mom, poor job dad. And so I watched my mom, who was a hustler. My mother, Darcy, was one of the biggest drug dealers in Miami, Florida, okay?
Wow.
And I think drug dealers have one of the best business models, right?
Yes.
They have one of the best concepts on business. So I watched my mom, who grew up in the drug industry, and I didn't like what she did. Even though we had a lifestyle, she was never home. She was in and out of prison, and it was illegal, and it was scary, okay? And then I watched my father, who had what you call stability, but he was always broke, and he was always at work too. And so I watched both worlds, and I decided at a young age that I didn't want either of the two. I watched my mother's friends who went from degree to degree, and they were still broke. One of my mom's best friends had like a PhD, and she was driving an old Camry. And I remember that as a young girl. And so around the age of 15, 16, I became an entrepreneur. I used to sell purses and jewelry and whatever I could do to make money the legitimate way, but I never had a mindset of having a job. And so I experienced a few jobs early on in my teenage years. I remember I used to do customer service. I did collections. I worked at TSA at the airport, and I always felt like a slave. This may be harsh, but there's a saying that I go by. I say successful people create conditions in their mind in order to succeed.
Yes.
And I always told myself that working a job is modern day slavery. I don't like being told what time lunch. Lunch always at 12. I get hungry at 11. You know, going to the lunch break and you have 15-minute breaks, and if you're a minute overdue, your boss is looking for you. I never liked that. Vacation days. Every Friday you feel free and you feel like you're back in slavery on Monday. That's what I always told myself. And so I knew that the only way for me to make it was going to be through systems, strategies, techniques, and becoming an entrepreneur.
Wow, I really like what you said, especially towards the end. You know, it was about systems, strategies. And can you talk about system and strategies? Because most people want to start a business. They don't understand that you need a business model, you need strategies and systems. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that, please, Stormy?
Absolutely. You know, it's unfortunate because I think many of us, we're kind of messed up because we're still living on the old antiquated way of doing things. You know, where you look at life, and life is in stages. There was a point in time where we were in the industrial age and in the agricultural age. And our parents told us that hard work pays off. And that was true. Back in those days, when you were picking cotton, you see my picture right here, right?
Yeah.
Back in those days when you had to pick cotton and you had to work hard, that was true. But now it's system and strategies. And so now that I've been able to get into network marketing and now involve myself into internet marketing, and I have actually 4 businesses. I don't only do network marketing, internet marketing. I understand that once you give a person a system and you tell them start here, finish there, you take them from point A to point Z, and they're willing to have patience, diligence, and really go all in, that is nothing that you can't accomplish. So when you look at Fortune 500 companies, and you look at Burger King and McDonald's, and why is it that those corporations are multi-million-dollar corporations? Why are they multi-billion-dollar corporations? Because you put the fries in the oil for a certain amount of time, you take it out. It's not a science. Once you know the system and the time frame to get certain things accomplished, there's nothing that can't get done. So, you know, after I got involved in network marketing, I understand that we're more in the information age. And so the more and more people understand the transition of the times, and they find the right system that suits them,
yeah,
there's nothing that cannot be accomplished.
I mean, it's so powerful what you're saying, because it's really about education. You remember, like when we were talking, you know, off camera, it's like people need to understand the systems. But it's not only the system. You know, earlier you were talking about the mindset. So it's a mindset, it's a system, and really this mindset that, you know what, you're not afraid. I remember when we were just trying to talk, you know, even a few days ago on the phone, you were like, no, you know, like, you know, you are ready to go. When we can do this, it's like you have this urge to, like, let me execute. So can you tell people, somebody want to try to start a business, and, you know, I'm not Stormy, I'm not like you, Darcy, you be on internet and stuff. How can I start from scratch and make sure I can have some results? So what type of advice we give to somebody who's a newbie?
Number one is it's a mental shift. You can't see here. I see behind you, but my bookshelf is right here. I have books right here. You have to be willing to undergo a mental shift. It is important. And successful people, they're quick to make a decision and slow to turn back. Okay? and poor and middle class people, they're slow to make a decision and they're quick to turn back because a lot of people want to conform to what you call security, and there's no security in security. Wow. And so you just have to really make up in your mind what you want. And one of the things that has helped me so much is the believing that if it's possible for somebody else, as you know, not to get spiritual, but I know that God has no respect to person. Yes. What he would do for one man in principle, he would do for the next. But the difference in the two people is that belief. You know, it's impossible to please if you don't believe. And so you have to find something that you want. And I call it, you know, it's in my favorite book, is one of my favorite books. It's Think and Grow Rich. And having your definitive purpose. And my definitive purpose is to succeed, so therefore other people can have a reason to succeed. You know, the more people that succeed, the more people are going to follow. The more people that don't succeed, the more people that won't succeed. So I like to look at it like, you know what, make a decision that you're going to be that one example. You know, one person with courage is a majority, okay? So make a decision that you're going to be that one person with courage, and you're going to do your research. You know, we talked about that. When you make a decision to do something, research that the supply and the demand is there, number one. The supply and the demand is there. Number two, positioning and timing. And then number three, you're willing to do the hard work and dedicate yourself to it. And once you put that in your mind and you begin to visualize the end and the beginning, that's my thing. I live in my imagination. I say your image creates your nation. And so when you're able to live in your imagination, you can see something before it even is accomplished. And so you don't care what people think. You don't care what people say. There's no such thing as time in the success world. You do it until it gets done. And so when you take on that type of mindset, sky's the limit.
And that's it. It's a mindset issue. You know, some people sometimes, you know, like I'm coaching a few people and they're like, oh my God, you know, I cannot do it. They're not even committed to their gift. I mean, be committed at least to your gift. Then you can see some successes. But you are talking about some books, and I know that you publish a few, like 2 books. Can you talk a little bit more about the 2 books that you have on the market?
Absolutely. You know, my first book, I got to get you a book, Darby. Darcy. My first book was The Quiet Storm. And I really wrote the book for me. You know, a lot of times we allow our past to define our future. We don't know how to let go of our past and walk into our future. And I needed to release some pain, you know, being in and out of foster care, being molested, being abused, being abandoned. I had my first child at 15, my second child at 19. And I started to feel like a failure because I was literally allowing my memories to be bigger than my dreams. And I needed to find a way to release myself from all the pain. And no matter how much I tried to continue on, it wasn't happening. And I realized that as I started writing information down and I was able to help somebody else through my testimony, the more and more I felt like other people were lifted up from my story, the more and more I felt like my purpose was to go through that to help somebody else. And so my first book is called The Quiet Storm, My Life, My Process, My Victory, where I'm really releasing. But if you read it, you would never believe it's real. Some of the things that I've been through, you couldn't even go through it, Darcy. Some of the things I've been through, a grown man could not have lived through it. I mean, and so I wrote the book to release, but also to help other people know that it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. It doesn't matter what you go through. It's called My Life, My Process, My Victory. We all go through things to go into things. And so that's what really, inspired me to write my first book, okay? My second book is really kind of like a small little manual, so to speak, where I got into the industry of network marketing, didn't graduate from high school. I have a 9th grade for education, and got into network marketing literally with no money. Went from $13 an hour to $250,000 in 5 months. And within my first network marketing company, I was able to recruit about 300 people to the point where I would give people away. And in my second network marketing company, out of hundreds of thousands of distributors, now millions, no one has out-recruited me in terms of numbers. And so I like to believe that recruitment is more of an art. It's not a science. It's really more of an art. And so I wrote the book from the heart to really be able to help people understand how to recruit. It's called the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Recruitment. and it really shared with you that recruiting is more building relationships. That's really all it's about. And you know, how to talk to people, how to captivate somebody's attention, how to build the right relationship, how to speak the language. You know, one of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite laws is that you can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare. And so, you know, never fear the rejection. So this book was designed to help a person that's in network marketing or even a business owner that needs to be able to recruit more people, because you know, like I know, Darcy, if you have no people, you have no business.
That's it. That's it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so powerful because like we are talking about that on the phone, especially people in network marketing. They try to make money selling the product. When if you try to sell the product, it's going to be harder. You have to recruit people and build a team. Then it's going to be easy to sell the product. And we are talking about that on the phone. It's like people need to understand these systems. So what is next for you? I mean, what's next coming from courses or books? What you have next for the public?
Well, as I said, you know, within the past 2 months, I can't believe this. I'm blown away by this, but I've been doing more internet marketing. And I'm not surprised, because when you look at where the world is going, everything is technology based. The traditional way of doing things, where you're hitting the hotels, you're going from house to house, you're traveling over the world, you leave your home and you go somewhere else and there's 2 people in the living room and you're trying to do things the old-fashioned way. It's not working anymore. And so when I found myself 6.5 months pregnant and unable to go out there and do what I was accustomed to doing, I had to find another way. You know, winners are always going to find a way to win. And I didn't like feeling stagnant. I don't believe there's anything such thing as called stagnation. You're either growing or you're dying. And so I felt like I was dying because I wasn't moving. And so I started to look into internet marketing. And I actually got started with an amazing company, which I see that you talk about a lot. You know, I got started with the Power Network to really learn the foundation, but I also was impressed with the commission structure. And I still like building teams. One thing about me, I believe that when you shouldn't strive for success. You should strive for significance. And so I saw a way to still be able to be significant in the lives of others and make money. So that's the first thing I'm focusing on. I'm really pushing internet marketing and going to do some things with you as well to get to know more about how to go more global and stuff like that. I have a book that's coming out that I'm going to turn into a course. It's called The Truth About Network Marketing, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's so many people right now, you know, being attracted to network marketing, but there's so many different aspects of the industry that you got to know before you dive in. You know, I've seen people quit their jobs and couldn't make it. I've seen people keep their jobs and make it. I've seen people quit their jobs and make it. So it's just so many little intricacies to network marketing that I want to be able to touch on to help people to really understand that industry. And I'm going to do a lot of co-ops with that. I'm doing coaching as well, coaching people to really help them to understand just the fundamentals of business and how to grow their business, how to recruit using the internet, and how to work smarter, not hard. I have a tax company that's coming. I did one last year, but I'm going to do a tax office this year because I have, again, a passion for people. I have a reality show that'll be coming out next year, and I got a blog site as well. So it's a whole bunch of different things I have going on just really to keep that significance, as I said before.
Also great. I mean, Stormy, thank you so much. And before I let you go, can you tell people where they can reach you on the internet, on Facebook, Twitter, and your website? Even if I'm going to add all that on the screen, but I want you really to let them know how they can contact you if they want to join your team.
Absolutely. You could go to my blog. It's stormywellington.com, or you could go to Real Talk with Stormy. If you want to subscribe to get more information from me, you can go to www.ourteamhope.com. Of course, my Facebook page is Stormy Wellington Millionaires Club. Of course, Instagram is Coach Stormy, and my Twitter is Coach Stormy. And then, of course, YouTube is Stormy Wellington. You can find me, Google me. I'm everywhere that you could find somebody else that's doing some big things.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, it was just a pleasure, a great interview. I'm telling you, we're going to break records. I guarantee you we're going to get 5,000 views in less than 5 days. Watch.
I I agree, and I want to tell you, I like what you're doing. Looking forward to connecting and doing some things with you. And as I tell people all the time, you know, never back down, never allow your past to define your future, and never quit.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.